money go. You don't slap, that's fast, to the money low. I'm a grand brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit, I'm glad. When the check missed, the direct hit, I'm sad. Like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you up like a limbo. She said she not a, she an. Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't getting too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go on your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Yeah. When I've been up this When up this magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, daylight lights, camera action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. When I've been up this magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use it. Can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get on out my problems, let me. When I've been up this magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. Set to go now on a prototypical rainy northwestern afternoon. And off we go from Seattle, fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Right, go team!
52's the mic. I got it.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
At the 19-yard line.
Right,
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming. Reload.
They run it with Carson. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Check Mike 57.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
4th down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Now Dalton. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So Dalton now. He completes it to Boyd. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Add this gain to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
Well, I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Hands up, Larry! Right there, 54 Mike. Exit!
They'll give it to Mixon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they'll get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. 15 yards on the play, first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. There's a ball thrown right side and complete.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And just bowling over tacklers. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now Joe Mixon. He'll have a first down past the 40. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. Sheds another. Then he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 40 now on second down. Wilson. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Staying on his feet. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. From 17 yards out. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Dalton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 16 yards, a first down. So we have now seen connection number 1 between Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again.
Adriel Jeremiah.
Look at you. You are full of knowledge and information. And you know something? I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well because he figured out quickly, this is going to be my number 1 target. I got to know this guy in a big way.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Now Bullock to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. So they're challenging the spot. If you're a coach, you hesitate to throw the flag anytime it's a spot discernment.
You certainly do, because you feel like that's not one you're likely to win, and you may need that challenge flag for later in the game.
Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Throwing is Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Vigil able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Green 80! Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. but now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
And out now, here come the Bengals. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Mixon with a first down carry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 15 now. Dalton to the left side here for Eifert. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Wilson now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. A gain of 32 that time. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut.
At the 17-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Vannett, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Go, 14.
It'll be Carson. They run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again. Dalton. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for offense.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Andy Dalton now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw again. Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 44 yards away. Bullock's kick is good. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Passing, it's Dalton. Sliding out of the pocket. Airing one out for Boyd. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They'll get 3 out of the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will be touchdown across midfield at the 45-yard line.
At their own 45-yard line.
So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 13 yards out, and the Bengals add on to their lead. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Oh, and now some space to operate. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 75 yards. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Up.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Boyd. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, a 22.
Cincinnati.
Andy Dalton now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. Here's Dalton. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A first down there on a pickup of 25. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of...
And he bulls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second down now, it's Carson. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Carlos Dunlap able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. 3rd and long, it's Wilson. He gets it to Brown, complete. Taking it right down Broadway. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jaron Brown, 48 yards. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is down to a field goal now. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Mixon. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Brian McDougal. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he's got this down to the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Savage, the mic. Record. Switch. Hey, alert.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, this one into the hands of Metcalf. 22 yards there, a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Stepping up. Oh, no, he lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And just as they thought they might be able to take that across and get the lead, a big red zone turnover.
I know that I am defense-centric, and I want to give them a whole lot of credit, but I just can't believe after that drive, in that position, ball security paramount, they turn the ball over. Terrible.
They'll start here with a give to Mixon. Gets through and now an opening. And he cuts it right into space. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for Cincinnati. 71 yards.
First down, Bengals.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now Dalton. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's a run with Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. And he just tied the NFL record on that 5th rushing touchdown. He's the 6th man ever to do that in a single game.
And, partner, did you just say that he tied an NFL record there?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're talking 5 touchdowns on the ground against an NFL-caliber defense.
Is that good?
I'd say that's fantastic. What a game for him.
It really is something. We are watching quite the effort. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 24. To throw is Wilson, operating from the gun. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Hey, 0-0-0.
Throwing now is Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Kavari Russell. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Got to be careful here. Dalton complete to the right side. It's Eifert. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
And the blitz does come. And able to find Green. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, 96 yards. And the Bengals add on to their lead. When A.J. Green's on the field, something exciting usually happens, and that was certainly exciting.
Superior route runner, superior hands, superior body control, but I love the way he reacts to the football in the air. Finds it, locates it, and goes and gets it before the defensive backs can react.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Line 90. 57. 14. 57 to Mike.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Wilson. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Cincinnati, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
How I fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch, like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jake Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How I fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine.